We are back in it. And Jason, we're going live.
Yes, we are going live into the pistol round. Nitro with a lot of Z's after his name. Hopefully he's awake. And Snappy Freeze Valdi. Elise JDM Pimp. I mean, this is going to start things off. And it looks like Liquid, I mean, it's sticking to a group, all 5 members, and they head over towards the B site, but they're going to drop down these stairs. So this could catch some of the heroic players off guard.
Got still Maudie sitting inside the doorway. He's going to be looking for some early information, but there's nobody to the top of the hill, so he won't spot it, but now they come running. JDM going to be jumping, offsets the aim. Maudie's not able to find the headshot. Now they have all of this, but the first frag found, traded immediately as JDM brings it back. Snappy from long A, also going to be dropped out of the equation, and it's up to Freeze to rotate in quickly here from the window well. There's already 2 players, and down he drops. This is the T side all over the A side.
Yeah, and they got in here very quick. Just what we were talking about, now it's up to Valdi. Does he have any heroics? That's a good start. There goes Elige and Nico as well. It's down into a 2-on-2, but still good positioning for Liquid. And there's some bailout. Down into Valdi. The spin around shot shuts down the dreams of Liquid. It looked like they were going to have it, but what a retake in a 2-on-4.
Ooh, did we not just mention this man?
Yeah, we did bring him up.
And there's a reason to. Clean execution, especially that last one, really puts the nail in the coffin. And an incredibly close pistol, like you said, from something that looked as though Liquid were just going to run away with it.
Yeah, I mean, they got into that site so quickly, and they had all the positioning for post-plant. I mean, just a couple players maybe, and this is the thing, when you have someone like Valdi, if you are just overexposed for just an extra second, you think back to that first kill he gets out towards the Samuel wall, towards the fence, that's what's going to beat you up. But I mean, that's a round that Liquid's going to be heartbreaking to give away.
Now, immediately we're going to be seeing Heroic buying back into the SMGs. So 2 rifles in the equation as well, but plenty of nades for them to play with. We got the kits, retake possible. Interestingly enough, Liquid with the bomb plant going to be going for the round 3 AKs. So pistols on the board, and once again, they start to congregate down towards the mid doorway.
Yeah, and they only have 1 flashbang. That's on Hiko, so, I mean, you'd expect this is going to be a pop flash through the smoke, and there it comes. Maudie, unfortunately, that nade's a little off the mark, but he should be all right. Nate managing this, but he only gets 1 kill. There's Snappy to rebuttal, and Pimp's going to make his way up. He's got to find this kill quickly. Misses the initial shots, but he recovers nicely into a 3-on-3. Small chance for them to make their way to the bomb site, but this is where the rifles come into play. Not only that, but this is where Valdi with the rifle comes into play, although good kill from Nitro. Still alive here, and actually, this is dangerous now for Heroic.
Unfortunately for the side of Liquid, the HP is incredibly low, so he goes down with ease. Leaves Nitro to clutch, peeks wide, no cover from the wall, does allow for Nico to find that last frag. So again, that rotation from the B side is really what saves the day.
Yeah, I mean, when you also, the initial battle's taken at the bottom of mid, right? So there's a lot of time to get over there. Now, some couple of nice shots made it a little bit interesting on the Liquid side, but still plenty of time for Heroic to get back into it. And this is the fun part. Now we have JDM 3rd round with the AWP. There's no op on the CT side to really battle against that. A little bit light on utility, but with 3 smokes and some flashbangs, there's some things open up for Liquid. They can pressure drop a little bit early on. They can use this AWP to peek into the B bomb site, and they can try and get their players in position.
Leash going to spam through the smoke. Nothing found at the time being. Freeze going to be taking up a position over here towards the stairs. Catches JDM. Shots fired. Nothing connects, however. So immediately we're going to see that T side going for the slow plays. They've put JDM in position here to hold the angle. He knows the man's committed to the stairs already. They just need to find a way to get him out of here.
Yeah, the bummer is they don't have any nades, and they don't have a Molotov to force him out. So Freeze, he has the smoke available. So at any point, if he wants to get out, he can obscure the vision and take the gamble. But, I mean, with this kind of a setup, Valdi boosts it up. They know there's no real danger of Freeze being pushed upon. So for now, it's just a stalemate, including this 2 players pushed up over in the A-halls. You can see Elige and Pimp just being very, very patient as the round timer passes 1 minute, just seeing what they can find. JDM still just posted here. He knows he's got him locked in, but he also knows there's nothing he can do to get him out.
This is the stalemate we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
With the T side of Cobblestone.
Yes, this is fun. It's all fine.
Although we do still see some movement. Liquid going to be transitioning all 5 of their players towards B, so the hit could very well start to come through. We're going to see the response from Heroic now, the time dwindling. Excellent opportunity to use that smoke. JDM is still working the well of the side, though, so does he have the angle through? Because there is a small gap. They know he's not in that back section. Flashbangs on and over. They've got themselves a quick 20 seconds. There's Nitro, finds himself out. Valde finding the frag to Pimp, and then immediately rotating up behind the statue. JDM in this position is trying to find the angle, but it's Nico to come out from drop down. He drops 1, and it's Heroic across the kill feed. JDM never gets the chance because he's completely blind. What a successful hold.
Yeah, and just Valdi surviving is huge. Part of it is once Nitro gets that kill, his teammate fell, but there's no aggression out of the bomb site. There's nothing to try and punish that and take it over. And with the light amount of utility, you have to almost be over-aggressive because they don't have the smoke set up to block off crossing. So once the rotation comes in, it's going to be nearly impossible to get to that site. So Liquid just gets slowed down on the execution. Nice Nice win from Heroic. Good patience. I mean, that whole round basically by Freeze just to stay at those stairs. And now he's got the AWP, so a free upgrade for him.
Liquid, looking a little stingy, coming in with some pistols. They're gonna, once again, they have that one flash, right? So they're going to be trying to set that execution, try to play off of it. Nitro going to take a heavy bit of damage off of that frag grenade. Excellent angle coming in from Heroic.
This looks like it's going to be a pile-down drop. Again, just one flashbang for Hiko, and there it is. Just to blind anyone who's inside drop, but perhaps knowing it's going to be an eco round. Heroic not even wanting to mess it with those close angles, use the advantage of the rifles. And also, they say, great, you have drop, we don't care, where are you going to go from here? And the response is to at least boost one player back up. They have JDM drop down, to maybe lurk a little bit, see what he can find, eat some damage, a little bit more chip with the nade. And there's nothing he can really do. He has to wait for his teammates to make the move.
Speaking of moves, Liquid starting to get themselves around the corner. The first one found. Freeze, excellent op shot. Looking for more, but instead of crossing the boxes, they start to filter out. It's Nico and Valde with an additional 2, leaving only Pimp and Hiko. Pimp still alive, and both these targets incredibly low, so there is still some potential here for Liquid to find frags, but Hiko on his lonesome is just overwhelmed by the sheer presence of CTs. However, check the damage there, Moses.
Yeah.
My lord. 3
players are combined 20 HP, so it's close to being a little dicey, but a quick 4-0 lead for Heroic, and now they're going to be back into it. Is Liquid this time, I mean, you almost want to say they get down drop. That's great. You want to see them go back to having drop control on the T side, but at least this time they'll have some utility. They'll have AK-47s, things they can actually work with to make progress from there, to actually leverage that kind of map control.
Immediately heading back to that 3-2 split, though. This is just a standard play from Liquid, setting themselves up on the T side as they do. Ooh, nice frag grenade, makes a bit of a confusion inside of the area, allows for Pimp to find the frag. That's a nice man advantage for the T side early on in the round. Yeah,
more than anything, it just makes Freeze, you could see, felt very uncomfortable seeing that nade come at him and then the spam coming through as well. So not prepared for the peek from Pimp on top of that rock. So a good opening kill for Team Liquid, a 5-on-4. And what can they do from here? Again, a hall stack. It seems like Heroic, this is how they want to open up this defense at the A site. 2 players over in halls that haven't been seen yet. All of Liquid, they're going to reconvene. Hiko just playing his lurk role far back, patient, watching for any kind of push while the rest of his team does the work. And now they're going to come back. So this is where they can take drop control. They can go on from here. They can split this defense because it is going to be 2 at B and 2 at A for Heroic.
We've seen them find success in the previous rounds without weapons, so this time let's see what they can get done. Valde doing damage as he sprays through that smoke. Not willing to just give up his position as of yet. That staircase so powerful, but it's going to be Maudie coming in from the back line. Spots the bomb, spots Pimp, doesn't find the frag, but down to 3 HP. It's a wide peek to take out JDM. Excellently done. It's a 4v4 brought back by Pimp into the 3 versus 3, but another flank from Snappy. He finds the headshot, lines him up, and knocks him down, leaving only Pimp with 3 HP. And absolutely 0 chance.
Yeah, that takes way too long from Liquid. They had advantage. They had the right idea. They went back towards the B bomb site and they seemed so poised, but there just seemed to be no urgency to that kind of a hit. So since they take so long, 2 flanks came in. I mean, that's the crazy part. 2 separate flanks, one flanking down drop late, and obviously Maudie coming up those stairs right below those, right behind drop back at the T entranceway. So, I mean, this is just Liquid. This is now, like, not what we mentioned, playing to their strengths. Get into these bomb sites, attack aggressively. Have that front line of Nitro and Elige that's so good at working together. They've got to go. They've got to be the first ones in. They've got to be creating the action. They can't just sit back.
Seems as though they might be doing just that. Again, just Tech-9's Nitro leading the charge. Once more dealt damage from the nade. Valde follows up with the Molotov to limit his position, and therefore he falls back. So an initial aggression from Liquid shut out entirely. Instead, they're going to put 3 players down in towards the lower A. Snappy has to be cautious because there's a man coming from long as well, but we do see those CTs transitioning back into the safety of the A site. Yeah, that's a nice kill from Pimp. He gets the first one. Maudie's completely blind on the site. He somehow gets away, and his teammates are here now as well. There's Valde with the AK. Misses the initial shot. All of a sudden, the A site is looking exposed. It's extremely exposed. In fact, it's open, but Valde has something to say. Still on a tear. 2 quick kills for him. Evens it up into a 3-on-3, and another round that Liquid does not want to let slip away. Nitro finds himself another, spams away, but Nico trades 2v2 as Pimp holds the cross. He's got the spot towards the back of APC, trading headshots, but finding the frag, and there's the second as well. So Liquid, 6 rounds deep into this game, put themselves onto the board. Yeah, on a nice round with just pistols, attacking that A bomb site very quickly. You mentioned Snappy had to be careful, and he was looking the wrong way at the wrong moment. That's maybe a poor decision on him or miscommunication, because his teammate that he was actually stacked A halls fell all the way back to the bomb site. He was already gone, and Snappy either never got the message or chose not to listen to it. But that's the opening kill that allows so much passage, because once you come up that ramp, you know, no one from Team Liquid even has to consider anyone being to the right in those halls. They know where everyone is, so it creates such a free avenue for them to get into the bomb site. I think it also helps that Valde had 5 bullets in that magazine when the push started coming on through.
Yeah.
He doesn't reload beforehand and then has to fall away afterwards, allowing for them to close the distance onto the site. This round, lots of nades being thrown, very chaotic over here towards the B site. Everybody just spamming away as both teams on the buy want to feel each other out.
This time Liquid doesn't have the benefit of finding an opening kill like they did a couple rounds ago on Freeze with that AWPs, not over an 8. So it is going to be 3 defenders at the B site, 4 Heroic side. Defenders at A, it is going to be a stack. So, I mean, there are a couple players here, but they're going to be in danger stare. So this is going to be a little bit difficult for Liquid to manage.
Snappy's waiting for it. 3 targets. First one never even checks the corner. That's going to be a Liege out of the equation. Untraded from Pimp allows for the 2-0 advantage to go the way of Heroic. Great individual play here from Snappy to cement themselves this early success.
And now they can just fall back. Now they can just fall away, sit back into the bomb sites, turtle up, and you can see on the minimap they're just running all the way back because there's no reason to expose themselves to any kind of danger, no reason to allow Liquid to start to even things out. Just force them to commit to that site and you can just beat them with overwhelming numbers as the rotations come in. This is really well done for Heroic and a very poor job of trading these kills, and obviously Liege, like you said, not even considering the possibility.
They do still have 2 smoke grenades and the flashbang volleys on high. Madi with great positioning on the sidewall, waiting to see the players push up towards connector. Nitro about to present himself. He's going to take a shot to the head. Greatly played by Madi, but it's traded from JDM. Snappy with a response of his own, leaves the Opper in a 1v4. He takes another target before he too tumbles. It's Snappy to clear the site.
Yeah, I mean, positive note, those were some pretty nice shots from JDM, but a little bit late to get started into the round there. It's such a big deficit. So Heroic, they're gonna get right back onto the winning streak. Liquid can't string a couple together, so they're gonna be down big here. This is where it starts getting a little bit dicey. Pimp has plenty of money, and actually so does Liege. So they're gonna do like 1 save round, maybe a little bit of a half buy from a couple players just to see if they can do any damage. But next round they'll be able to buy up. They can even drop an AWP over to JDM.
This will be a good round for them to send in these sacrificial lambs, allow for him to try and clean up shop afterwards. He does have the Kevlar as well, right? So this UMP on him could be useful to at least deal damage to the side of Heroic, because they need to start chipping away at that economy, because in this case, once Liquid do, if they start putting rounds onto the board, right, they need to find those CTs bottomed out. But this time, all 5 players still grouping themselves together, going to be splitting up towards A, where Heroic hold back passively once more.
It's such a passive defense. I mean, they just now spotted, but you can see there were no rotations. They didn't have any indication this was coming, but I mean, they're winning the battles anyway. Liege does get 1. Now it rams that UMP, and actually they just clothesline. It runs right into the bullets from Snappy. Nitro, this is huge. He can at least get a plant here, and that's going to be a victory of sorts. If he can get 1 more kill with this M4, that's also going to start chipping away at the money that's built up on the CT side. That can be helpful as well, but for the moment, they're going to be very, very content with this plant.
Heroic playing this quite slowly, making sure everyone's in position so that they can triangulate the push and synchronize it accordingly. Nitro's still going to be using the verticality of the wall. The Molotov pushes him off. Great utility usage, forcing him into the crosshairs of Nico and allowing for Heroic to find number 7.
You can see he was just on top of that broken wall, just praying it didn't extend to him.
Yeah.
Here's the burning start coming in. Well, the glaring thing on the scoreboard obviously is going to be Hiko at the bottom with 0 kills, still adjusting to that in-game leadership, having a little bit of a tough time here. And Liquid, they need to get some rounds on the board. And we mentioned this is going to be a CT-sided struggle more than likely, with both teams missing a lot in terms of leadership. But you're going to need a couple more rounds here than just 1. It's 7-1, so still time to recover. But I mean, they need to look sharper. They need to look more aggressive. I mean, obviously the clearing of the corners needs to happen. Some of the fundamentals just seem to be missing at the moment.
At least they are back in the 5. We've got JDM back on the off as well. Big green candle on both sides of the equation here. As once more, we have the standard setup coming out from Liquid. 3 players out towards drop down. Nitro once again leading the charge, trying to create some space, but this incendiary and frag grenade combo has worked out multiple times, and this round, again, he has dropped down to 45 because of it.
Yeah, but I like this. At least it's a little bit more aggressive. At least they're saying, Nitro, see what you can find. And actually, he's got spotted out. He wins the battle anyways. He gets traded. That's a huge kill. That's the up down. That's a player at the fountain. Now they can execute now. And you can see the nades stringing out. They are a little bit disjointed. 1's going to come down drop. 3 are going to try and come out platform, but this is taking so long as well. Rotations are already here. Nice clearing of the corner by Liege, not forgetting that second time. And Valde now, he's got to man up and take this, but it's not working out so far. So much pressure, and Liege with another kill. The next up is this flank. It's going to come in from drop, but it's just too late. Snappy's tried to get here in time, but not going to happen. Liege does eventually fall, but now they know where he is, and in a 1-on-3, how much can you expect from Snappy?
I mean, with the amount of full utility, kit, armor, M4, I'd say just get out of dodge, or at least look for some exit frags. You know, obviously, Liquid's still hurting economically speaking. They bottomed themselves out to buy into this round. They've already lost 2 players in it, right? So you take down that third, you make it expensive, and cross your fingers that you can do even additional damage. But that was a nice push. Big opening from Nitro to take down the player off the site. Of course, if Freeze does connect the shot, then all of a sudden that's not only Nitro out of the equation, but also untradeable because those other 2 players were further back in the long haul. So big opening, and they do eventually get to capitalize on it, but you brought it up yourself. It was still slightly slow.
Yeah, I mean, it just didn't seem like it was going to come to fruition, did it? You kind of saw him hesitating for just a moment, and you were like, oh, please no, just go for it. And that 1 kill from Nitro is just so huge. Obviously clearing out that position, but also the AWP being down as well. And then Elige is just, you know, he does his thing from drop zone. So good find, but once again, it comes down to string them together. And that would be huge because the money on the CT side is pretty much gone. Well, I mean, it is gone. 4 players all below $200. It's just Snappy with 2K after saving that M4. This would be the breaking point. This would allow Liquid to start inching the scoreline closer together.
Flip side of the coin, Liquid also potentially facing the upset. So a lot rides on this one. And yet again, we've got them setting up at the standard, although the bomb's already heading its way towards the A site, so a bit of a variation here. Nitro and Elige going to be making some noise, a bit of a ruckus towards the top of the drop, waiting to see what kind of reaction they can elicit.
No information really for either team quite yet. Hiko, Pimp, and JDM, this 3-man squad coming together to take over control. And it looks like it's going to be a split towards the A bomb site. And actually, I don't think Heroic knows this is happening. Yeah, they have no idea. Snappy comes back just in time, but he gets dropped by Nitro. And there's Bobby. He's exposed. 2 kills from Nitro. The entry power of this man these past couple rounds. It's about to win him a 2nd in a row. It's about to break the economy, and Heroic knows it. So they just bail out. The save call's already come in. They're not even going to go for this. They want to have another buy into the next round.
Yeah, with the smoke and a flash, there's no way they're getting through that connector. Such a strong choke point on Cobblestone. The retake incredibly difficult. At least if you have some incendiaries, some utility, you can generally at least find space. But this is intelligent, right? We did just mention coming into this round that reset on the table for both sides. Play it smart. You already have 7 rounds. You've got Liquid stagnant on 2. Keep them there after they find the 3rd. Come in with full strength.
And Snappy's going to be able to buy. With 2K now, I mean, he'll be able to at least have a FAMAS, depending, you know, maybe even something smaller depending on how much utility he wants to have. But, you know, they're going to have a pretty solid buy with an AWP, with at least 2 M4s, and some utility on the other players. So, all things considered, it is going to be another very, very, or maybe not very powerful buy, but a very buy that's going to give him a very good chance at winning the round. The big thing is I like that from Liquid. Once again, there's the aggression, there's that confidence coming down drop and just, you know, seeing what they find, being aggressive, being fast-paced with it, not running into any opposition. A gap in the defense, perhaps a mistake, no one having eyes or ears on drop zone, and they just get exposed. So a good call from Liquid.
There's the buy. They're able to muster it together. It will be slightly limited here as we do have Snappy and, Snappy does have his armor, no defuse kits, so again, utility, shy, UMP really the glaring effort, but we do have Freeze setting up with that AWP over towards Connector. That's a bit of a change. He's been playing the B site.
Yeah, he's had it a couple times, but yeah, it hasn't always worked out. He did get picked off a few rounds ago, but this is going to be different in A-Halls, and Alicia's going to walk right into it. Nitro's close up to get this trade, and yeah, he can't get back far enough. Unfortunately, he has no knowledge that there was a 2nd player that close, and look at Snappy. Oh, the trigger discipline. This is huge. He hasn't been spotted. This is going to be the round right here. If Snappy makes a play here, are they going to realize this is coming? Is anyone going to check for this whatsoever? Snappy's about to find JDM. That's a critical kill. He can no longer guard his teammates, and the bomb site is exposed. Have to plant in a different location, but this is eating time off the clock. Now all of Heroic is here.
Thing as well, though, Hiko flanking the flanker as he too crawls his way on up. Snappy's behind the stables, and it's Pimp next to APC to find the opening frag. Bomb now down. Hiko flanks, finds the headshot, looks for number 2, but it's Maudie to respond to the 2v2 clutch opportunity. Pimp trades frags, and it's Nico left standing here versus Nitro himself, still stuck behind the bomb plant. He's got himself angled towards the APC. Nico slowly working his way up as we've got a flash on each player in the kit to boot, but here comes Nitro rounding the corner, still unable to find the headshot. Ring around the rosy Moses.
Yeah, this is sick. I mean, Nitro now up on top. Oh, this could be it. He's going to clear it. He does have the kit as well. He's got time for this, but Nitro's prepared for it. All the knowledge from Nitro. That's beautifully done. And that's going to be the round for Liquid.
That's big. You almost think, of course, that flank over towards long A is going to be what cleans up shop, right? You said it yourself. They have to push the bomb plant position. It just kind of slows down the entire engagement. It really just throws a wrench into the works. But for Hiko to come in when he did and finds that frag, it's big. It's at least a bit of a saving grace. Obviously, a lot of pressure still left to the remaining players as he is traded out. And a big clutch from Nitro with the ability to whip around so quickly.
Yeah, we've seen him open rounds. Now we've seen him close rounds. He's having great impact. I mean, and Hiko, even with 1 kill. So he's only got 1 kill. Not the best performance from him, but what an important kill that was. You talk about the impact of it. If Snappy's allowed to be there, there's no mobility in that site. There's no chance of them going anywhere else. So that 1 kill, yeah, it's all he's got, but I mean, that won him the round.
Yep. In a crucial moment, yet again, right? We see the CTs forced into the situation, and it comes down to exactly that.
Well, Liquid, finally, that's it. They've broken the money of the heroic side, so at least now this is going to allow them to get closer. So you can say they're back into the game. It was a small, I believe, technical timeout, I believe it was, if I saw correctly, and 4-7. So it's been 4 in a row for the Liquid side, and starting to make a bid for it. Elige is going to be on the SMG. He wants to go farming for some extra money. There's no armor on this heroic side, so good call from him. But you still have to be a little bit careful of these deagles.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can see them with this aggression. They know, obviously, that they've broken this economy. They're looking to take the capitalization off of it. Of course, no players up close off these pistols. Waiting for the headshot is Nico, and he's going to miss the first opportunity. It's responded from Nitro. Excellent opening frag. Of course, the flank coming in from Snappy also shut down. It's Liquid across the kill feed.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see Hiko's just prepared for that. He's sick of being flanked out. So there's Elige with 1 kill. There's the bonus money. Doesn't do as much as he would have liked, but yeah, it'll be a 5th for Liquid, and also, I mean, just nicely done from them. Sticking together, not doing anything crazy, not getting picked off and lose some weapons. Just played very, very smart anti-eco. And it's always funny to me when you see someone like Nico with or anyone with a deagle at that kind of an angle, and they miss their first 2 shots, and you just the realization dawns in their head. Well, I'm dead.
Yeah, and he was. Very quick response.
Got destroyed. And it has been Nitro who shot up the leaderboard for the Team Liquid side. He's at 11-9, Pimp at 9-8, and then Elige at 8-10. Those are the guys leading the way, and then you have Snappy and Valde each with 13 kills on the Heroic side, but it's been 5 in a row for Liquid, so Heroic, are they going to get back on the board, or at a certain point are they going to call their timeout? And remember, we did talk about this, it is just 1 timeout per half. It's not the Valve rules that have the 4 30-second timeouts, so they only have 1 to utilize.
We've got the op of JDM currently prying over that top of the smoke, but 2 players for the side of Heroic, both allocated towards the long haul. We've got Nico once again playing drop down. He will find some response as Nitro pushes forward, but once again, lots of expenditures early in the round. Looks like they're trying to get themselves in position, but Nitro looks away a little too early. Traded back by Pimp to the 4v4, and now it looks like they want to once again, push out onto this A-split.
Yeah, but this time with that 1 kill coming in, they at least have eyes on it. They know what's coming. That's a big win from Snappy. He even gets away. Huge. Now Valde's here, but he can't win his battle. Valde's at the site. Hiko cannot transition over, and it's just Pimp. That 1 fight that Snappy wins is huge. If he falls there, that might open the floodgates. He gets dinked there. It's a little bit unfortunate because you can see with Snappy's HP, this is doable. Actually, it still is. If he can find Snappy, it's going to come down towards timing. And unfortunately, it's not with him. But Freeze with the AWP, his HP wouldn't have mattered. So a chance there for Pimp in the 1-on-3, but it's not going to happen. Good round from Snappy.
Falling back was so crucial in that situation. He takes damage in response, right? But he just gets himself around the corner with that last little whim.
But it's the knowledge. It's the knowledge that the A-split is coming. That's what they didn't have the first time Liquid ran that tactic. So now that they had it, even though it's still just a 1-for-1 trade, since they know it's coming, they can put themselves in position to survive like that. If he doesn't know it's coming, Snappy maybe over-rotates a little bit more and gets traded off.
Freeze once again on the AWP, puts himself back towards the B site, in behind the chicken coop. Once again, Liquid just going towards their standard play, and these nades, Nitro, it's been his demise. It's been preventing him from getting this early positioning and then creating that early space. It prevents, of course, that A rotation as well. It's just, he is being shut out a little bit, at least at the very first few seconds of the round.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of that is with the buy, with a couple players surviving the last round. They had the money for those Molotovs to prevent any kind of fast-paced play and all the nades that they would need. So again, stacked towards these A-halls, but this time it's just going to be Snappy. There was Madi there with him to start with, but he fell away pretty quickly.
Nitro even playing a bit of a passive angle, has given up that platform to the 2 CT players, but it's Snappy to find an opening, brought back by Elige. Excellent headshot and the trade to the 4v4. Now we see those players towards the drop down, but the bomb's still not in hand, so they can't commit as of yet. Still, however, their presence is near.
Well, this is huge because what it's at least done is Freeze had the angle up towards that platform with the AWP, and he falls away immediately. So Removing that angle allows Liquid something to work with. They still have to worry about Valde, who's just hiding behind the corner, but at least they don't have an op on that long-range angle.
JDM currently has Valde pinned in here because he's got that op trained in from the drop-down door, trying to pluck a player from the back lines. Nitro setting his smokes, but at least now for Heroic, a third man has made it towards the B site. Both of them bottleneck next to the rock. Nico blinded, still he stands. Valde finds the frag. JDM and Hiko to boot to the side of Liquid, and it's Valde as well, cleared out of the platform, leaving Madi on the opposite side of the map in a 1v3.
There's that impact from JDM, not opening the rounds up, but being in position to get the impact. No bigger than that kill. Madi now in a 1-on-2, completely blinded. He's got Elige very low, and Elige seems like he wants to peek. He wants to be aggressive with this, and that might be a mistake. And it's down into a 1-on-1. Madi versus Hiko. The most historic clutch player in North American history. Hiko's got a big job to do here to keep his team in this. Madi's going to tap the bomb and get off it. That should be an easy kill for Hiko, and it is. The patience from him. Madi didn't even consider the chicken coop, perhaps because of where the bomb was planted. But either way, big round for Liquid.
That was, I mean, it looks a little scary when Elige gets aggressive on that corner.
I didn't like that play whatsoever.
Not with 10 HP anyways.
Yeah,
if you want to peek for info, you want to make sure that your chicken coop man does at least have, some time to react. That's one thing. But 10 HP, 1v2, and you've already lost a player from the 1v3, don't chance it.
Yeah, well, it works out, and either way, they do win the round, and the big thing about that is since it was just one round won by Heroic and they immediately lose, they're going to be back on a pistols for this last round of the half. It is 8-6, and you can see a couple 5.7s, CZ, and a UMP is on the board for Heroic, and even that's not even... I mean, you could probably say the 5.7 is the most dangerous weapon we have on board here.
One would argue.
Yeah, one could argue. Definitely make that argument. But still, 4 AKs, the AWP on JDM. Liquid, big advantage in this matchup, and this time, maybe not knowing they're going up against just pistols, because their last anti-eco or anti-force buy was all 5 towards the B site. JDM, they know exactly where he is. That's a free kill. Oh, Elige, he gets dinked, and he's very lucky not to fall. That could have been a dagger in the hearts of Liquid if they both died there.
One more bullet is all it would have taken. CZ, limited in that regards, allows for him to fall back, again, with those 5 points of health. Very close he is to death, but now we see, obviously, Liquid transitioning back towards this B site. It surprises me they didn't clear out that close angle and that they put the op on the entry in that moment.
Yeah,
but
or even use a pop flash. You have all the utility in the world to do something. But now, I mean, the big thing is Snappy's pushed up in A hall, so he knows no one's coming here. So they know the play is over towards the B site. There's the UMP on your star player. That's Valde. He gets 2 kills. Not going to get a third. That's Pimp respawning, but he's done damage. And now Freeze just needs to buy time. He needs to live as long as possible as the flank comes in, as his teammate arrives. And there's Nico with the CZ at range. It's all down to Hiko in a 1-on-3. Good blind kill, predicting the peak. Molotov forces him out, but this is an aggressive flank. He knows it's coming. Hiko is going to get it. Is he? Snappy's missing the shots, and Snappy's out in the open, but he wins it anyways. Big round for Heroic, but it got dicey.
So smart from Hiko. He reads that situation so well. He knows it's coming. This man is the clutch monster. 2 frags in the situation, and then the third one, that tapping duel. So damn close, but recoil, that's a thing.
I mean, it's a nice predictor of when he's blind. He just takes the shot, predicting the peak, goes for the second one, and even, I mean, the reason he knows that third player is there coming in the flank is because the Molotov comes in. That's what forced him out of the position originally. So to have that knowledge to turn that quickly, you could see it. It felt like he was going to get it, but yeah, just the tap's a little bit off. Still a good half, a good recovery from Team Liquid.
Considering, of course, the start, absolutely. Although I believe we're going to take a 30-second commercial break.
Yeah, we are going to head to a little bit of a break, so stay tuned. We'll be back for the second half of Liquid versus Heroic here at Northern Arena.
Presented.
What? Yeah.
Oh, he's talking.
Welcome back to Northern Arena, presented by Bell. I believe you were trying to squeak out there right at the end before we went to break. But yeah, this is the box score we're working with right now, and it's, I mean, it was a slow start for Liquid, but they got back into it. Nitro seemed to be the one that really spurred them on to get the first like 2 or 3 rounds on the board, but then he quieted down because I remember he did have 11 kills at that point after he won that 1-on-1, and then he went pretty silent. But overall, you look at the other side, the big players, obviously, Valde, Snappy's having himself a very good game in terms of all the information he's getting over towards A. But again, I mean, Liquid with the comeback in this, you could see they started out 5-0, 7-1 at one point. So nice of them to get back into the game.
So much damage being dealt here, but look at this. Freeze on 37, 3 frags only. I just realized that. What a bit of a lackluster situation.
He did have the op a lot, and it seemed like with the AWP, there were a couple rounds where he just kind of got wrecked with it, like right off the bat. So maybe not even getting to fire it. I mean, that's basically 100 damage right there if you land a shot. So a little bit unfortunate for him.
I'd like to see that also that we did see that kind of that dynamic opping, right? We saw him switch up from long A over towards the back of the chicken coop. Even within B, his positioning was quite different from round to round. We saw him obviously emphasize behind the statue first and foremost, but at least trying to catch off Liquid from different ways, knowing, of course, that Nitro does like to play aggressively onto that smoke. He will push through it if he can use the opposite side. So I like that. At least trying to catch them off guard with a different one. But we are back with the second pistol round, and it will now be Heroic on the T side with a Molotov and a smoke on Maudie to get us started.
Look at this fast pace. I think Pimp already realized this is coming, and he's got to fall back as he hears the footsteps, and then it's slowing down. The rest of the team is here, but can they get out in time? Flashbang from Pimp's teammate and blinds him. Oh, if he could have recovered there, that would have been incredible, but it's not enough. Nitro now, he's got to do the trick, and he's blocked off by a Molotov. And now here comes Heroic trying to stream into the site, and Nitro can land none of those. This is going to be so difficult for Liquid to get back into it.
Maudie finds the headshot. You got Nitro inside of the closet. Man down towards the bottom of mid will be JDM. A nice little boost from Heroic on the heads up, but they have lost one. Valde making plays here as he goes for the second headshot. Hiko still not able to get himself through the connectors, so he can't synchronize himself with his teammate who's also taking a duel. Now he deals with one. JDM deals with another, and it's down to the 2v2. Health advantage for the T side, but the time is ticking quickly. Hiko has a kit. JDM's in the sight, finds one headshot, but he doesn't check the back, and it's Maudie to clean up shop and pick up that pistol to the side of Heroic. Once again, Moses, an incredibly close pistol round while that A site falls quickly.
Yeah, and I mean, again, it's almost, I mean, this is now Heroic winning both pistol rounds in the one-on-one. I don't think that communication came in fast enough from Hiko of where that last remaining player was from Heroic, but such a nice job by them holding on to the bomb site. A good crossfire set up there at the end, and despite everything looking like it was away from Liquid, they get right back into it. Nice flank from JDM coming in with the pistol, some fine USP work, but I mean, losing the second pistol now, you have to say Liquid, they're on the back foot here.
They've got armor only on Hiko, still has that frag, and another fast play from Heroic up that A site ramp. This is going to isolate Pimp within the stable. He's got targets in front of him, but Maudie's MAC-10 deals damage first. Now 5v4, site already crumbling. We've got Liquid on the fast rotation inwards. No kit to play with, no smokes to get out. It's going to be incredibly tough moving forward. They're walking into, essentially, the meat grinder.
And there's the first ground meat. Nitro falls, couldn't find that kill. Hiko's going to be the next one up, trying to see if he can get one. Trying to deal as much damage as possible, and actually a couple kills for Liquid now. This is turning into a little bit of expensive, and I mean, it's not realistic that they'll be able to get this with no kits, but they can cause more damage. They can force more revives. There's Hiko. He's got the AK-47 at range. Elige is down very low, so this should be the end of the damage, and it is. 11th round for Heroic, but 3 players do fall.
Yeah, that was really aggressive. I mean, they take that one boost, obviously, trying to create some space, make that man off of it, but then pushing more players through the doorway, pushing a second player in through the kill hold. There's just, I mean, they're obviously looking to clear out everything on the side of the CTs, but they do take damage for it, so.
Yeah, I mean, they're also trying to build up bonus money with those SMGs. That's the big play. It does backfire a little bit, but your economy on the T side is a little bit easier to manage, and as well, the fact that they win that, they know this round there's going to be very, very small investment from Liquid. I mean, there's a Deagle on Elige. They don't have armor though. I mean, this is no super amount of danger outside of Elige hitting some incredible shots.
Still 2 MAC-10s in the equation as well, looking to make that bonus cash. 3 rifles for Heroic and plenty of nades, but they are taking this one slightly slowly, making sure that they set themselves up properly. Valde with a lot of utility usage inside of drop down, elicits the rotation from Hiko, who now plays from underside the window as opposed to the rock. There's the Deagle from Elige, not going to be connecting shots, and now he goes down as well, so really the pieces of the puzzle crumbling for Liquid.
Yeah, the timing. Nitro, he's no slouch with the Deagle. He's had some incredible shots with it. Oh, and again, the timing is just unfortunate. Goes for the reload. Now there's the peek, and he's blind again. The timing gods are just not with Nitro or Elige in that round whatsoever. So just down to Pimp and Hiko. Should be pretty easy to clean out here for Heroic. I want to be a little bit more cautious with these AK-47s. Let one of the MAC-10s go forward as Freeze has one. Helps that your offer builds up some bonus money right there at the end as well. So 12 rounds now for Heroic. And Liquid, they've got to get on the board. This defense has got to make a stand, and they've got to do it early.
Yeah, I mean, they are now, Heroic, dangerously close to that finish line. That pistol and the conversions is so big for them, right? In order to deny the potential equalizer, although they're going to chance it. Keep those MAC-10s.
Yeah, and this speaks as if there's going to be something fast-paced. Perhaps something coming right through the doors with the pop flash here in middle, as you can see, where there's a lot of bodies coming with Snappy and Freeze leading the way. Pimp's going to be the first one, and he spots it out again, much like Pisteron, but he's the only one here. This time the rotation's a little bit quicker. Nitro's going to be the first one back. And Pimp, he just wants to create a crossfire. Yep. Using the smoke as cover, he wants to allow Nitro to have some kind of distraction.
But Nitro does fall. That's going to be Maudie to find the opening headshot. Still Pimp a problem. Nico clears it. 5v3, A-site fallen. Yet again, there's no rotation in yet as Hiko does blindly spray down one man. It's the 4 players up for the side of Heroic in the after plant. And immediately here we see Liquid going for the save.
Yeah, I was wondering if that one kill that Hiko gets through the smoke was going to force them to move forward and try and actually go for it. But they'd already made the save call. And yeah, I mean, that crossfire from Pimp, it's a good idea. But I don't know if it was just... I don't know if he got there in time or took a different angle than he was expecting Nitro to be at, but Pimp provided no distraction. That's the advantage of a crossfire, is that when Nitro is getting aggressive, Pimp is the distraction, but he didn't fire a bullet. I don't think he even saw him. So a little bit of a confusion with the angles they set up in. And now you can see Heroic wanting to chase down these guns. It's a nice pop flash. Alish protecting the offer, and there's the peek from Hiko. So they've done it. They've kept all the rifles they needed to on the Liquid side, so they're going to have another buy into the next round. But Heroic, they're going to love this. They're willing to take those deaths as long as they inch closer and closer to 16. So now up 13-6.
Yeah, of course, also not willing or willing to give up those deaths when they did come into that with the 2 MAC-10s, right? Like one of those rifles they lose at the very end, it was a retrieved M4, so really no loss off of it. It's a great position for them to be in. They buy into this round seriously. We've got the op on Freeze as well, answered back by that of JDM. So here is Liquid's chance to bring it back. They have to. 13-6, things are getting dangerously close.
Yeah, and they have really good utility. They're really not hurting for a whole lot. I mean, you'd like to have maybe 3 or 4 kits. Well, ideally you'd want 5, but you know, all things considered, that might be the one area where you look at and say it'd be nice if they had 1 more. And here's Maudie, just going to jump out of the smoke, and he surprises everyone. He gets a free kill. Alish can't stop it from happening. That's a little bit unfortunate. JDM, though, playing around with this Molotov. He's got the up close up. It's Valdi, the playmaker. When does he choose to pounce? And can JDM hit anything as this smoke disappears? Blinded completely. He takes that shot. So difficult to navigate. JDM does fall. Alish trying to hold on to this site, and he's doing it so far. Valdi now pouncing. And there's Freeze with a huge kill. And Valdi's going to assassinate both of them, but he misses his initial shots. And there it is. It's a bummer. Freeze with the AWP in a 1-on-2 at the bomb site, lands the first shot, and he can't recover on the Pimp. The quick scope almost works out.
That's 2 times. We've got Freeze and the Opera at the very end, both players, or excuse me, Valde, and then Freeze committing to those wild transitions, right? But that's a big missed opportunity for Valde behind the Cobblestone. He gets that player on the left side, nearly finds the angle, and then obviously you have the opportunity, right? Do you transition away from what you just tried to do and fall back into the site, or do you really commit to it? And he does. Unfortunately, it doesn't pan out, and that is the round for Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it. You saw it coming, and it really felt like there was no way he was going to miss that. Either way, going back to what's worked a little bit on the Pisteron and even the first gun round, fast towards the A-bomb site. And again, it's just Pimp here. I don't think he's back in time. And he's at least going to get the dink here. The nade or the Molotov could finish it off, but he's got no backup for the moment. He's got to do everything. Another dink, but no kills quite yet. Now he's going to peek. I think he gets a third decent amount of damage, but the bomb site's lost.
2 frags to the favor of Heroic, but so much damage dealt from Liquid before their players go down. At this point, with this scoreline, these are the sorts of situations that Liquid almost have to go for the retake. They're running out of time, they're running out of space, but Nitro's in a huge position here. He's got the backs of so many targets. When does he decide to go? Now! 1 headshot, 2. Nearly doesn't find the 3rd, but yet he still finds himself behind the cannon. Snappy spraying wildly, drops to Hiko as well. This retake is working out superbly. Freeze now transitioning to the back lines as Nico takes another. They've got the players in the site, but it's Nitro sticking the bomb, and it's 10 seconds.
Yeah, but I think Freeze coming around the corner.
That
look. See it on his face, yeah. He's even amazed that he got that. How does that happen? Unfortunate, like you said, the 10-second defuse. Nitro makes a huge play, and you almost felt like he absolutely had to just because he had trigger discipline. He chose not to attack 2 targets to start that with, but Freeze is a heartbreaker in that round.
That's so big. The wild spray. I mean, the look on his face says everything.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I'll take it. Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, you can't really argue with that. So, I mean, that's just crippling. That's the backbreaker. Because look at this buy out of Liquid. 7-14. They can't afford to not buy here. So it's going to be 3 pistols. It's going to be the shotgun on Hiko. It's going to be the scout on Pimp. They have no real advantages in this round.
Very, very little for them to work with. Utility already starting to dwindle as well. No smoke grenades left over. Still sitting on 1 frag. Triple flashbang. That is it. That is all. Hiko, at the very least, he's got the shoddy underneath drop down. This can be an incredibly successful position with that weaponry. But let's be realistic. Off of that, still 3 pistols afterwards. If they go out long as well, then his position becomes mitigated. It's just a really tough call for Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, not just that. It's the fact that they have, this is where they have to start. This is where they have to go on a huge run. Starting with this buy, Elige burning a little bit, and he does get out of there safely to a degree. And Snappy doesn't even spot him getting up towards stairs. So there's a Molotov for his position. Now he's out in the open, but still nothing coming. Flash to slow things down. It does. He wants to get to that stairs position so bad. Instead, he's just going to get caught out in the open. So Indecision punishes Elige. Although it is down to a 4-on-4. Nitro's got a long time to stay alive. And he doesn't have any real backup coming with this weaponry.
Still Heroic hesitating. It allows for the time to tick, and Pimp now coming in, or JDM, excuse me, from the flank. It's Valde finding the headshot. That's a bit more space from drop down. So now one of these positions for Liquid is going to be weakened. Nitro still survives. That should have been the counter to him. Madi takes it back, 2 of his own, leaving JDM the sole survivor. Now he pushes up with the 5-7. No flash, no smoke, nothing to work with other than the sidearm. He fires away towards Freeze. It's a duel of the Oppers on their pistols, and still now he's just buying time. Freeze toying with him.
Yeah, this is awkward. So, yeah, I mean, there's nothing JDM can do. Freeze just plays that so well because he knows if JDM wants to push him, he's got the AK-47s to just eliminate JDM. So JDM's basically just got to be patient, hope for a peek into that shot. And it's not going to work out. So Liquid, that buy was weak, but they're on their last leg here as it's looking like Heroic is going to take this matchup.
And we have to wonder, Cobblestone, was it the right choice?
Yeah, I'm sure the desk will be pouring over that, and it just seems like this defense from Liquid. I mean, they haven't been able to stop a lot of stacks towards the B bomb site. And Pimp's been exposed. I'm wondering if maybe Heroic knows that that's the play they like to make. Either way, stack here at A for Liquid. There's a good opening kill. JDM, he's committed to that fight, and they lose 2 players for it. And there goes the third. Pimp's going to come through the smoke, and it looks like Nico's acknowledging this is a possibility, but it is a 2-on-4. Just pistols on the Liquid side. Down to Hiko, just a 5-7. And this is going to be Heroic taking this opening game of their tournament here at Northern Arena. Pretty lackluster ending. Liquid could never really get back into it.
That's big. I mean, this was one of those matches today that we thought were going to be incredibly close, that were supposed to be